So First Chronicles chapter 18, this is a lot of history in a very short period of time, basically. This chapter is going to talk more about David subduing the enemies. We talked last chapter about David not being able to build the temple, and we learn in 2 Samuel that part of the reason is because David spends so much time at war, so much time in bloodshed and other things that he was not prepared or worthy to build the temple yet. So that was for his son. So verse 18, we're going to learn more about these wars and challenges that they had. Verse 1, now after this, it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them, and took Gath and her towns out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab, and the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. David smote Hadrezer, the king of Zobah, unto Hamath, as he went to establish his dominion by the river Euphrates. David took from him 1,000 chariots, 7,000 horsemen, 20,000 footmen. David also hewed all the chariot horses, but reserved of them 100 chariots. When the Syrians of Damascus came to help Hadrezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men. Then David put garrisons in Syria, Damascus, and the Syrians became David's servants and brought gifts. Thus the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadrezer and brought them to Jerusalem. Likewise from Tibath, from Kun, cities of Hadrezer, brought David very much brass, wherewith Solomon made the brazen sea and the pillars and the vessels of brass. So this is, as David is conquering these lands, these enemies of Israel, he's taking the wealth of these lands and bringing it to Jerusalem, which is going to be used for the construction of the temple. So that's what we're learning here, basically. Verse 9, when Tau, the king of Hamath, heard how David had smitten all the hosts of Hadrezer, king of Zobah, he sent Hadaram, his son, to King David to inquire of his welfare and to congratulate him because he had fought against Hadrezer, and smitten him. For Hadrezer had war with Tau, and with him all manner of vessels of gold and silver and brass. So Tau is wanting to connect with David because David is the enemy of my enemy. Tau and Hadrezer are enemies and have fought, and now David comes in and wipes them out. So Tau's like, yay, you took out my enemy. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend, is kind of the philosophy there. Verse 11, them also King David dedicated unto the Lord with the silver and gold that he brought from all these nations, from Edom, from Moab, from the children of Ammon, from the Philistines, and from Amalek. Moreover, Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000. And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. So David reigned over all Israel and executed judgment and justice among all his people. And Joab of Zeruiah was over the host. Joab was the general under David. Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, the recorder. Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Abimelech, the son of Abiathar, were the priests. Shavshah was the scribe. Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Cherethites and the Pelethites. The sons of David were chief about the king. So just who are some of his cabinet members, basically, and chief people. But this is, again, talking about as David's conquering, he's pulling the wealth together so that there is resources to build the temple. So let's jump into the next chapter as we continue on.